What's the deal with verticals? As we keep hearing the word verticals, but what are they? And more importantly, why should we as actors care? Let's break it down. Verticals are simply a 9 by 16 phone formatted design. So, we used to watch stuff on our phone sideways. Now we watch it straight up and down. It's where people scroll instead of sit back to watch content. They're mainly showing up in these three main areas: theatrical, like short form dramas you'll see here, Drama Box, Gamma Time, and Real Short, which are all distribution platforms for verticals. So there's microseries, serialized romance, and thrillers built for specifically for mobile consumption. You'll see it in the commercial space because brands love verticals. The other space is UGC, or user generated content. And that brings us to a big issue. You might actually already be in a vertical without even realizing what you signed up for. Because not just commercially, I know firsthand from an editor doing this work that some theatrical production companies are currently recutting their entire film libraries into verticals. This is very much why contracts matter more than ever. Vertical content is very easy to recut, resize, repurpose, boost, translate, AI enhance. So what feels kind of small can become very big. Here are your non-negotiables. Read your entire script. Sometimes I've been told by a friend of mine who basically makes her entire living. She did 23 verticals last year. Sometimes nudity and sexual situations are buried later in the script, not in your audition sides. So you don't know it's coming and you've already signed on, and now what? Eek. We don't ever want to get in that situation. We want to know what we're doing. So if you don't read it front to back, you won't know. The other thing you need to do is read the entire contract, especially on non-union projects. Non-union contracts can include almost anything: broad usage, perpetual rights, global distribution, AI replication clauses, although not usually, it is a possibility. So when it comes to contracts, you are allowed to redline, and that literally means just crossing out parts you don't like. If production pushes back really aggressively on your redlining, that's probably your sign to walk away for your safety and peace of mind. You can add your own protection clauses, so you don't just have to take stuff away from contracts, you can add stuff to contracts. A contract, when it's presented to you, is a negotiating point. It's the starting point. In today's vertical landscape, I strongly recommend that you do add an AI protection clause. I've been told that sometimes it could be very beneficial to add an anti-pornography clause protecting you from being digitally altered, deep-faked, or associated with pornographic visuals or audio. Sometimes they will sandwich a little mini vertical section with some porn in the middle, or vice versa. So clear language restricting AI voice or likeness or cloning is really important because vertical content lives online and online content can be manipulated. So protect yourself up front. So what about pay? Let's talk non-union vertical rates. Approximate ranges fall as seen on your screen. So leads can make $500 to $2,000 a day, usually topping out around $1,200. The second lead or villain, $350 to $600 a day. Supporting, $250 to $350 a day. Day player, $150 to $250 a day. And background is like $120 to $150 a day. But remember, non-union verticals do not include residuals, health and pension, or usage escalators. So that upfront number will likely be your entire compensation, even if they repurpose it for other platforms. So what does your union status mean in this new landscape? Well, if you're SAG-AFTRA, everything depends on what contract it falls under, whether it's new media, whether it's commercial, or whether it's just non-union entirely. So some vertical projects qualify under union agreements now. Our own graduate Victoria Blade has been auditioning for verticals. That's very exciting. However, many verticals do not. Doing non-union advertising as a union actor, as some of us know, can jeopardize your standing. So obviously you have to pay your rent. You have to do what's right for you. If you're non-union, you have more flexibility. So what's the real deal? Verticals are not a trend. They are a distribution shift. They are real work, real storytelling, real income, but the rules are still catching up. Remember, if you are the CEO of your acting business, the actors who skim contracts could get surprised. The actors who read, redline, and protect their likeness, well, you'll build sustainable careers in your space. So that's the deal.